Disclaimer. Hello, you know what time it is, the Beyblade X episode review. Do I think the latest episode is whatever, so, shit, great, fantastic, whatever, you name it? We will get to that. Now, before we continue with this video, obviously you gotta check out mallofbays.com because, actually, we have feathers there, but I don't think we have any more feathers left, I'm not too sure. Eventually we'll be restocking. I don't have the exact time when, it just depends on when I get all the Corocoros and the shipment stuff, so we'll see. Regular Phoenix Wings by themselves we have when we have an extreme sale going on. If you purchase 3 products, you get a 15% discount. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. Now, let's get on with this episode. So, there are some interesting stuff, and the one thing I'll always say for the X anime is what it does well is it builds additional context to like the story and the character work. That's something I think is fair enough to say. I give credit if it's any of the original content, but anything that's just like the main story stuff, I don't really give credit for, obviously, because that's just what the original manga was. But yeah, in terms of this stuff, I like this. Like, for an example, what is this? Like, they're going over Team Yggdrasil, and you see, what is it, Burn's old teammates? Because I remember in the manga, they mentioned that, they got replaced, whatever, from like different teams, and I was always wondering about that, so that's pretty neat. I like that. And I like Burn's theme, by the way. I like Burn's theme, because one of his teammates, listen, I guess they messed up, because, it was like apologizing. You know what, Bird was very kind. I might say Bird by accident, and I'm saying Burn. Okay, listen, I might mix it up in my head, okay? I might accidentally mix it up if I'm speaking. Burn gives him a hug. You get this whole, like, the backstory of the whole Yggdrasil, the hair thing, whatever. He's the heir to the pharmaceutical company or whatever, all that stuff, yada yada yada. And basically it moves on from there. So this whole episode is essentially filler. So I will lower the bar a little bit, right? Because it's filler, right? It's filler. So the only relevant part, I'll be honest, is really at the end, which the thumbnail will probably just show Burn and maybe the phoenix feather, right? But I'm not going to reveal the twist. I don't want to reveal that because I think the twist was actually kind of caught me off guard, at least. But it's like this single one-on-one tournament thing. This is essentially filler. I think Multi's just basically like just filming for the team for like promotional stuff. One thing I actually have to say is that the AI girl was Ichigo? She's pretty. I actually think all of her scenes, they have like a lot of personality and a very nice like animation when you kind of watch. So I always think those scenes are pretty cool. I think it's probably my favorite character so far for how they were done in X. At least on the consistency wise, I think it's very cool. It's very cool to see them. So moving on from there, we basically get to this whole whatever this is, this like single one-on-one tournament thing. It does this blah blah blah. Bird versus Common X, right? They basically do that. Now the thing is, you'll notice Hell Scythe. I keep on saying this. These bays are not evolutions. They own multiple bays. He has Hell Scythe, he has Hell's Chain. Common X has Drawn Sword, has Drawn Dagger. Doesn't just because it got another bay doesn't mean the other one doesn't exist anymore in the context of X, which I might do a video just trying to explain because some confused it for evolutions. So next up is was Carlo, whatever. Now the one thing I do have to say is that you can very much tell when you're watching the anime, like which designs are influenced by the illustrator Posuka's designs and which one are like the anime specific ones that were designed just for the. You can just tell because I don't know, the designs I think for like the characters that are like new design for just like the anime, they don't really match like the art style, even the original style of Posuka's and even the one that's like if I'm butchering the name, I really apologize. And like the translated designs that they tried to do for the anime, I am not feeling it at all. Now he does actually have Strike Hawk. What is the reason for this? What is the narrative reason? Why does he? Was it just because just to save time? You know, just to save time instead of just doing another bay recoloring? Was it just to reuse that model just for production to obviously just try to, you know, be cost effective and save? Yes, that is more or less the only real reason he has that Beyblade, and that's about it. Oh, I should also mention that Bert does get his ass beat throughout this entire episode, so that was pretty funny to see. He had Hell's Chain, but he should have just kept using Hell's Chain. But yeah, he literally just has the bay. That's it. Oh, you own that bay. That's cool. So in the sense, it's treated just as a generic bay. Now, you can look at it just, okay, whatever, it's a generic bay. I'm kind of so on it just because I always thought Strike Hawk was a unique motif, kind of like for Bird, right? You know, it kind of made sense, whatever. I thought that was kind of neat. Kind of be like filler generic, I'm like so on. I think, I don't know, they could have just used one of the random wizard recolors, and I don't really think much really changes. Like, you could maybe try to be super analytical here and try to put more deeper meaning than is really there, being like, well, Bird is now asked to overcome a previous bay that he owned, and he has to use his new, but it's not really ever like that deep in that sense, you know what I mean? If you want to try to get like any extra meaning out of that, you could. He also is like pretty skilled, man. He's a pretty skilled old blader. Now the thing is this, I think the design of it, not that bad at all, and I actually like the feathers design. I think actually that looks pretty sick, actually. I think the Strike Hawk for like the little digital creature thing, thumbs up here. The only thing, in motion, it looks really awkward. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe like, I don't know if like janky, kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't look right. But the design-wise does look pretty cool. But I think that's, I mean, in general, you know, with X, you know, you have to obviously temper it somewhat, because obviously the fact that Takara Tomy decides to slate this anime so early in order to boost the sales that are leading from to the winter season into like the New Year's, you know, some stuff is, again, I always say the anime should have just been delayed, not only just to give generally more time, but also just, I don't know. I don't think the anime is necessary to air so early. I don't think it was necessary. I feel like you could have probably done well enough without it, but yeah, he basically beats Bird's ass. He wants a serious battle, but you know what I actually like about this, right? And especially when he battles Common X, this whole thing of this serious battle thing has more of a meaning towards, and we'll get to that. But first of all, obviously, he loses, right? He does not win. He is pretty strong, right? You know, did a lot better than Bird did, but that's kind of it in that regard. Now, he basically retires, and I think he got his ass beat by Pendragon, or more specifically, I think Chrome beat the shit out of him, is what I remember when they were talking about it. Yeah, specifically Chrome right there. That's a pretty cool actual shot, and I kind of like, yeah, I like the framing of this. I think this is a pretty cool shot actually here. This, very nice lighting, all that stuff. You go to basically Burns' place. Now, it's revealed, and I thought this was really kind of interesting, because if they didn't have this at the end, I honestly would have not cared at all in this episode. I probably would have ranked, like, really low. But I like in a way that this entire episode's purpose, this Carlo guy, whatever, he was just getting data for Burn. So all this talk, oh, this serious battle, whatever, that was really the only reason. So technically speaking, he could have had any Beyblade. He could have just had a generic Knight Shield, a Wizard Arrow, whatever. It wouldn't have really mattered. But I like this thing that, like, it serves at least some narrative purpose. And it's not just, like, boring filler blader, right? Because I was really, like, starting to think. Because I thought, what, is he like kind of like a gag or whatever, something like that, or like, I was like, what's going on with this episode? Because it's filler, right? But you know, all this is leading towards one, you know, this data for Phoenix Feather leads into Phoenix Wing, and I think that's pretty cool actually. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I am very, very curious for once we eventually get to see Burn. I'm pretty excited for Burn. I think the OST, by the way, for Burn really, really sounds cool. And I just hope, listen, I just hope we ramp up on that important character there. So afterwards, because there's no episode next week, right? This was the last episode for the year because there's the holiday break. So we're back in January after, but Bird has a fangirl, and that's gonna kind of lead us a little bit of the plot of that episode. And I like that her hair is kind of like stylized to kind of be like Bird. Actually, I think this design, you know, for kind of just a rando, I think is pretty cool. At least a little bit better than I don't know. I still don't think Carlo blends that well for the thing. I think, I don't know, she's kind of close, but even then, I don't know. But yeah, she has a marketable keychain of Bird. They should make merch of this, and I'm very serious when I say that because I actually would buy that. Come on, I don't understand why, for all the stuff marketing Beyblade has done, they have not done a marketable plushie or even like an actual like nice design keychain or whatever. We usually just have like generic anime renders for the merch. But yeah, what I'm wondering now is, I thought for a second Zuganic returns next week, and I was like, oh, for training? I actually think that's just Viper Tail reused. And it's not owned by Toguro, and it's just by some other person, but the exact same colors. I always wonder this. I always wonder, like, you know, it's a 3D model. What is the thing stopping from just doing hue and saturation on like a model just to have a different one? That's what I don't get, because we have so many Wizard Arrow recolors, sharks, and shields. So I am wondering if this is the case. If it is, why not that? This is like a genuine question, right? This is a genuine good faith question. That's legitimately something I was just wondering. Because I can't imagine, and that technically the same could apply to like the Strike Hawk used in this episode. I am just wondering, because you're just changing the color of the thing. I don't know how much extra work, and maybe there is a lot of extra work that actually goes into it. So I don't know, but I hope it's Toguro, because if it's not, I don't know. The anime is gonna be so for its production. So in terms of filler, you know, it kind of, like solid, whatever, 5 out of 10, whatever. You know, the ending, I think, makes up for it. I think it was so visually. It's filler, so it's whatever. This is pretty skippable. Realistically, you watch the ends. That's all the context you really need. It's not like there's any real big character stuff here that's like really. Actually, you don't know what? Meh. There's the start of it with, actually, it's really just the start and the end with Burn, I would say. Yeah. Alrighty, that's about it. We have a Phoenix Feather review already live on our channel, as well as Phoenix Wing. We have a bunch of stuff to do. I think we'll probably even do a tournament video. I also have to, I want to find if there's an HD render of the Strike Hawk anime motif. Not the manga one, the anime motif. Or if I have to Photoshop one. I hope not the second one, because that'll take time. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you like this episode? What did you think of Carlo? What did you think of Strike Hawk? And when will the Karatomi release a Strike Hawk? They had so many... do a Korokorum promotion, do a sticker, or like a random booster. I don't get why they don't do that. It's so confusing to me. Because, like, they have these anime specific design motifs. Just do, like, a sticker promo for the Koro. That's... Anyways, that'll be it for this video. I want to say thank you all for watching. I may or may not be passing out as I'm finishing this recording. And take care and bye.